Bolu was the laziest girl in the village. While her twin sister Bunmi woke before the cocks crowed to tend their late grandmother's yam farm, Bolu perfected the art of sleeping under mango trees. The other village women would shake their heads as they passed her, wondering how two girls from the same womb could be so different. Bolu. The weeds are choking the cassava. Bunmi called out one morning, her wrapper already soaked with sweat. Bolu stretched lazily and yawned. Sister me, my body is weak today. Besides, you're so good at it. Why should I spoil your work with my clumsy hands? Bunmi said nothing. She simply returned to the farm, singing the old songs their grandmother taught them. Their grandmother had raised them after their parents died when they were small. She was a wise woman, respected throughout the village for her generous heart and bountiful harvest. Before she passed 6 months ago, she had called both girls to her bedside. My daughters, she whispered, her voice thin as dried leaves, I am leaving you my greatest treasure. But remember, the land only blesses the faithful hand. Bolu had rolled her eyes. What treasure? All the old woman had was that back-breaking farm. But now, as Bunmi worked the soil alone day after day, strange things began to happen. Her yams grew larger than any in the village. Her corn stood tall and golden. People whispered that her grandmother's spirit blessed the farm. Everything was going well, but what Bunmi didn't know was that a month ago, Bolu had done the unthinkable. She had gone to Adewale, the wealthiest farmer in all the neighboring villages, and sold him their grandmother's land for 50,000 naira. One morning, Bunmi was summoned to the village square. Adewale stood there, his face like thunder. Where is Bolu? He demanded as soon as she arrived. Bunmi stepped forward, confused. I don't know, she woke up before I did. She's gone, someone shouted. Her heart is empty. She ran off with that good-for-nothing Okonkwo. I saw them at dawn with bags. Bunmi's basket crashed to the ground. Adewale's eyes found hers. Your sister sold me your grandmother's farm a month ago. She took my money and disappeared. What did you just say?
50,000 naira. Bunmi fell to her knees in the dust. No, that farm is all we have. It's grandma's legacy. Your sister didn't care about legacy, Adewale said coldly. She cared about the money. The villagers murmured. Some looked at Bunmi with pity. Others whispered that bad blood must run in the family. You must leave the land immediately, the chief said. It belongs to Adewale now. Wait. Bunmi's head snapped up, eyes blazing through her tears. I will pay you back. Every kobo. Adewale laughed bitterly. You? With what? My hands. I will work your farm. Dawn to dusk. 5 years, 10 years, I will not rest until you have your money back. The village fell silent. Bunmi, that's impossible. I am my grandmother's granddaughter. Her voice rang out. She taught me that a person's word is worth more than gold. My sister has shamed our family. I will restore our honor. On my life, I swear it. Adewale stared at her. At her calloused hands still dirty from the morning's work. At her eyes, honest, desperate, proud. At the way she stood, despite everything, like someone who knew the value of hard work. Something in his chest shifted. Tomorrow. Before sunrise. Miss one day, the deal is finished. Bunmi exhaled shakily. Thank you. I won't disappoint you. And Bunmi, he called as she turned to leave. Bring your things. You'll stay in the workers' quarters on my farm. That evening, Bunmi packed her few belongings. For the first time in years, she let herself cry. Not from sadness. From rage. From determination. She wiped her tears and made a silent vow. Bolu had stolen her inheritance, but she would not steal her dignity. As she lifted the last basket, something slipped from between her grandmother's old wrappers and fell to the floor. A small wrapped package. Her name written on it in her grandmother's hand. Inside was a single yam seed. Beautiful. Golden. It seemed to catch the lamplight and hold it. And a note. My dear Bunmi, plant this when it becomes difficult. It will grow when nothing else will. But remember, Bolu knows about this seed. She will come back for it. Guard it with your life. Bunmi's hands trembled. Bolu knew. Would come back. Suddenly, a shadow moved past her window. Footsteps running away into the night. Someone had been watching her. The walk nearly killed her. Adewale's farm was 3 times the size of her grandmother's, but Bunmi refused to break. She woke before dawn, walked until her hands bled, then woke and did it again. Rest, Adewale commanded on the 3rd day, watching her sway on her feet. No. She lifted her hoe. I keep my promises. His jaw tightened as he walked away. By week 2, his workers whispered in awe. She's a workaholic. She never stops. Neither did Adewale's eyes. He always watched her while she walked. It made something stir in his chest. A feeling he couldn't name. One afternoon, she struggled with a massive yam sack. He rushed to help her, but before he got there, the sack exploded. Yams everywhere. Then Bunmi laughed. Grandmother would say they staged a rebellion. Adewale couldn't help it. He grinned and knelt to help gather them. You don't have to, she said softly. He looked at her and kept gathering. Thank you, she breathed. For believing I could do this. His voice came out rough. I don't regret it. The air thickened. After that, everything changed. He found reasons to walk beside her. At first, Bunmi was rigid, keeping her distance. But slowly, she warmed to him. He brought her breakfast himself. Sent her fruits by noon. In the evenings, he'd find her as she packed up, walk her back to the workers' quarters, cracking jokes that made her laugh, real laughs that lit up her whole face. 1 month melted into 2. Then 3. Adewale stopped counting her debt. Started counting the moments until he'd see her each morning. The workers teased him. He didn't care. Everything she touched flourished. The farm had never been more alive. Neither had he. One evening, returning from the fields, Bunmi caught her foot on a root. Adewale's hands shot out, caught her waist, pulled her against him. They stood breath close. His hands didn't let go. Her fingers gripped his arms. He swallowed hard, his voice barely above a whisper. Bunmi, I need to tell you something. These past 3 months. I've been trying to fight this, but I can't anymore. I think Bolu is back. The scream ripped through the night like a knife.
Her sister stood in the village square, thinner than before, but with that same careless smile. Okonkwo lurked behind her like a shadow. Sister me. Bolu opened her arms wide. Aren't you happy to see me? The crowd murmured. Adewale's hand found Bunmi's back, trying to calm her down. Where's the money? Bunmi's asked with a simple smile. Bolu's smile faltered, trying to pretend. Which money? Where is it? Bunmi asked with anger. The square went silent. There's no money, Okonkwo, and I got scammed, Bolu replied. You sold our grandmother's farm. You took 50,000 naira from this man. You watched me work that land for a month knowing it wasn't mine anymore. Bunmi's voice shook with rage. And now you come back with empty hands and expect what? Forgiveness. I'm your sister. Your twin. We came from the same womb. We are nothing alike. Bunmi's scream echoed across the square. Grandmother raised us the same. Loved us the same. But you chose to be lazy. You chose to betray everything she taught us. Tears streamed down her face, but her voice didn't break. Fine. Keep your pride. Keep your precious honor. She stepped closer, voice dropping to venom. But you should know, the farm. It wasn't grandmother's only treasure. Bunmi froze. There was a seed. A special seed. She told me about it before she died. Said it could make anything grow. Make a farm worth 10 times what ours was. Bolu's eyes gleamed. As the eldest twin, I've come back for it. The crowd gasped. The seed is already planted. Bunmi's voice cut through the chaos. Bolu froze. What? I used it weeks ago. I used it to pay the debt, Bunmi said. You wasted it. Bolu fumed in anger. Enough. The chief's voice boomed. Guards emerged from the shadows. Bolu, you're under arrest for fraud. Bolu's face drained as he continued. You stole 50,000 naira under false pretenses. Take her. Bunmi. Please, don't let them take me, Bolu screamed as guards seized her arms. Their eyes met but Bunmi didn't say a word. Bolu was dragged away, screaming. Okonkwo tried to run, but guards caught him too and dragged him along. Minutes later, the square emptied. Only Bunmi and Adewale remained. You could have stopped them, he said softly. She needs to face this. Maybe that's how she learns. Bunmi's voice shook. He pulled her close. Then let me hold you while you grieve. She looked up. I don't want to be strong anymore. Then let me be strong for us. He cupped her face. Bunmi, I love you. We've spent these months together, and I know what I want. He dropped to one knee. Marry me. Let's build this life together. Bunmi's breath caught. Him. Proposing to her. Yes. Yes. Yes, she cried in excitement. He kissed her under the stars. In the western field, grandmother's vines glowed. 6 months later. Bunmi had just prepared breakfast for her husband when a messenger arrived with a letter. She opened it. Sister me. Prison gave me time to think. You were right about everything. When I'm released, I hope you forgive me and teach me to walk. Bolu. Bunmi smiled through tears. Is that Bolu? Adewale asked. She nodded. He embraced her and patted her back gently. The land blessed the faithful hand. And love made everything grow.